Hello, I'm Mark Chalero, the owner of MS Classic Cars. Today I have the pleasure of presenting you a car that I feel like is part of my family. This is a 2013 Mercedes-Benz E350 Sport, and it's a 4MATIC. Personal car. This is hands down the best car I've ever owned. If anybody knows me, they know that I love Mercedes-Benz. I worked at a Mercedes-Benz dealership for almost 10 years. Prior to getting to this business full-time, I'll probably always drive Mercedes as my daily driver. They're just cars I really appreciate. I deal with a great dealership named BD Mercedes in Tiverton for all the service work. So anyway, this particular car is in absolutely beautiful condition. I probably wash this car an average of twice a week. I've been doing that since day one. I've always maintained it better than what I should or what the manufacturer suggested I do. We always detail the engine compartment, and probably once a year I'd have the guys even detail the underneath of the car. So it is definitely a car that I'm really attached to. Almost 5 years. I've owned it for 4 years and 8 months. I've had it in my possession. It's just time to move on. So I bought another Mercedes that I'll be driving, and now I'm going to be putting up this car for sale. So to talk about this car really quickly here, this is the options that this vehicle had when it was new. Polar white, it's got the almond interior, it's got the Premium 1 package. What was really nice about this car is it has the AMG package, which gave you the twin 5-spoke wheels. Rear spoiler was an option. It's got the comfort box in the back trunk. It's got the 3-spoke steering wheel, burl walnut trim. It's got the Harman Kardon sound system. The sound system in this car is amazing. It has heated seats, which work great. And it also has keyless go, which is a nice option. So you can see the original list price of this car was $60,845. So definitely an outstanding car. I bought it with about 8,000 miles on it. I think right now, when I started, I can tell you what exactly the miles is. I think it's just a hair under 95,000 miles. Keep in mind that all the miles that I've put on the car have been highway miles. Probably 80–90% of those miles were easy miles. I always drove the car easy and took care of it. So one thing I will say in regards to it being the best car I've ever owned, this car has never had a problem. I've never had a warranty claim. I never had something that broke that I had to fix. It was just maintenance items like the brakes, like the tires, the oil changes, the filters. I even did the transmission service. But I've never, ever had a problem with this car. It has truly been the best car I've ever owned. Talking about the service records, these are a stack of records all in order. As I said, I did the oil changes on this car prior to when the manufacturer suggested I even do them. They're fully documented here. I'm going to organize these into a really nice binder for whoever buys the car so they can have the full history of it. I also just printed a Carfax report on this car literally a couple minutes ago prior to this video. It shows the fact that it's a 2-owner car. As I said, I bought the car 40 years, 8 months ago with roughly about 8,000 miles on it. And the nice thing about the Carfax report is it shows every single service, which is all spelled out here, that I've done with this car. So besides the service work, you know, that was in this pile here, everything is also documented here as well. So to talk about the exterior of the exterior is in absolutely beautiful condition. It does have an occasional chip here or there, as you'd expect from any car from 2013. I did paint the front bumper. We took it off the vehicle. I paid about $500 to have that done. The paint was matched beautifully. I did that because the car had a little bit of road rash on the front lower section of the bumper from just driving it on the highway all the time, so that was done. But the rest of the car retains 100% of its original paint. It's never been in any accidents or anything like that. I've never had anything done since I've owned it. The paint is in beautiful condition. We recently compounded it and buffed it, polished it, so it looks awesome. The wheels are in super nice condition. They do have a couple little areas on the wheels that have a few little spots here and there, as you would figure with any wheel that's you know, the age of these wheels. The tires are relatively brand new. I've replaced the tires, I believe, twice in the time I've owned it. I'll have to look at the records, but I did do the tires very recently, so those don't have to be done. I also did the brakes relatively recently. I want to say, I have to again reference the notes, but the brakes were done as well, so that's nothing you have to be concerned about doing. Again, the outside of the car is in beautiful condition. The interior of this car, when people get in the inside of it, they say it's like stepping into a brand new car. I mean, it's in absolutely flawless condition throughout. Obviously, I'm not a smoker. Anytime I get out of this car, I shake the floor mats. I'm extremely compulsive with cleanliness and taking care of the vehicle's interiors and things like that. So it's like a new car. I even have an extra set of brand new floor mats, and I also have a set of brand new WeatherTech mats that I will be taking pictures of, that you can check them out within our photography area of the listing. You can see those will be included in the sale of the vehicle. Talking about the engine compartment, the engine is highly detailed. It is in super, super clean condition. The Carfax report shows here the VIN number, obviously 4-door sedan. It's a 3.5 liter V6 dual overhead cam 24 valve engine. And the car, again, is a 4MATIC, which means it's all-wheel drive. So the engine bay is like, if most people looked at this engine bay, they would assume it was a car that maybe was a year old and had 10,000 miles on it. It looks that brand new. And the undercarriage of this car, too, is reflective of the entire condition. The undercarriage is in absolutely beautiful condition. We recently, obviously, did the engine bay, we did the interior, and we did the undercarriage. So the car is ready to go for the next person who buys it. This is a great value for somebody who wants to buy it as their everyday vehicle. They want it as a weekend vehicle. If they've got a vacation home, they want to keep it stored there. It's super in the snow. It's great looking. It's reliable. Again, I feel like it's part of my family here. So anyway, for a complete description with tons of photos, make sure to visit msclassiccars.com. I'm going to go ahead and start it and let you listen how beautiful it runs. Starts right up, purrs like a kitten, no lights are on, everything is in great working order. Appreciate you watching, thank you.